Back in this bitch. You already know who the fuck it is. Asharenu. What's good? What's the deal? What's the deal? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all thought this shit was over? Y'all thought it was over? What's up? Y'all thought it was over? Nah. I didn't expect it to be that windy today, trust me. Yo, what's up? We back? Yeah, we back in this motherfucker. I didn't expect it to be this windy. I apologize for everybody. I know that the last video was crazy. The last video was crazy. You know what I mean? But we back in this bitch. See, we in a better scenery. Y'all don't have to hear all that wind. So I can answer the questions like y'all need them to be answered now. So apologies for the last video. Got windy as fuck. But you know, that's just when you know, every day presents a new challenge. Every day presents a new challenge. You know what I mean? What's good? What's up, Android Queen? What's up? Yeah, we back in this bitch. But again, you know, I said appreciate everybody for the donations, whether it's the PayPal, whether it's the Super Chat. Y'all got it, so I'm actually able to charge my phone now. You know, so I can charge it. So I got a whole nother battery. So we good. We good on the battery. So I don't even have to charge my phone or nothing. So we good. Yeah, it was a lot of trolls, but you know, we built for this shit. Exactly. Master the dark arts in the underworld. We built for this shit, so fuck them. You know what I mean? So anybody who want the shits, you know, they gonna get blocked. It just is what it is. So what's up with Don syndrome? What do you mean, what's up with it? I don't think it's anything that's up with it. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But definitely self-diagnose yourself before you let somebody else tell you what's wrong with you. You do your own spiritual work so you can find out what you need to do for yourself. You know, to me that's more important. Self-definition. Have you ever heard the belief Hebrews came from the future? Yeah, I heard that before. But like I said, I don't really get into it because people get all in their egos about that shit. That's why I don't really deal with the aliens and, you know, all that shit because people get in their egos like, oh yeah, we're from the future or we're from the past or we're from this. I don't give a fuck where you are or where the fuck you come from. Like, I don't get caught up with all that shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, like people don't truly have a understanding of time to even comprehend what all that shit even means. See, I know what they're really saying beyond just how the fuck people feel about who they are. Oh yeah, we're this special group of people and we are the chosen few. Everybody feel like they're the chosen ones. So the fuck what? Are you doing anything more than what the next person is doing? I don't think so. That's just how the fuck I feel. Everybody feel like they're the chosen one. What about protecting our Akashic records from psychic vampires? You don't need to protect shit from no psychic vampire. Because most of the time, those psychic vampires stem from within you in the first place, honestly. Most of the time, nobody would tell you that. Everybody want to make you believe, oh, there's some outside shit, it's these spirits and they're after you. Ask yourself, if you was a spirit, would you really give a fuck about what humans are doing? Would you really give a fuck if you was a spirit and you can be doing anything in the whole universe? Will you really be giving a fuck about what humans are doing? Exactly. You would not care. So ain't nobody trying to psychic attack nobody. Who the fuck really cares? The only thing people say is, oh, they try to drain your life force. Right? But no, you're right, exactly. They feed on your fears and your doubts, which you can say is your own shadow. That's your own shadow. You know what I mean? So you don't need to protect anything. The only thing you need to protect is those self-doubts that's in our own head. You know, exactly. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. When you deal with yourself, then you deal with everything else. You don't be concerned with all that extra shit when you're dealing with yourself. How do I read a natal chart? You got to understand the symbols. For anybody who want a natal chart, That's a service that I can provide for you. And if you don't want to purchase the service, then learn how to read it yourself. If you want to learn how to read it yourself, then read the Book of Thoth by Alistair Crowley. So I'm just real enough to give y'all that information. I could be one of these. I can be one of these people that say, okay, yeah, come to me. It can only come through me. I'm showing y'all how to read your own natal chart. If y'all ain't trying to pay the money, and if you want to know the prices, just go to my website. Go to asharenu.com. The prices is all there. You know what I mean? So check out the website. If you want to purchase. If not, then don't do it. You know what I mean? Because again, I'm still going to teach you how to read your own chart, whether you get the service from me or not. Because I'm just keeping it real like that, you know? Like, I'm going to still be giving y'all this game every day, whether you never buy something from me or not. Because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just me and my own bank account. You know? Because I can look beyond those things. You know, because everybody need their money. Everybody got to pay their bills. But, you know, when you really putting in this work, your bills is going to get paid. It just is what it is. So that's not something that you got to be concerned about. Like, yeah, that's just another example of doubt and fear. Hold on, what is that? What did you say? Astrology do work with you to start noticing stuff? Yeah. Astrology is a way of life. Astrology is a way of life. Like, it's something that you study for the rest of your life. Oh, yeah, y'all already know. Y'all already know we getting it in. You know what I mean? People was talking about my dry-ass lips. Oh, yeah, my lips is about to be hella dry right now, trust me. But y'all know, you got to have a tough skin in this game. So, you know, I can take the jokes and they just roll off instantly. And watch, I'm about to fire in the next video. Y'all about to see me firing up, or this video right now. So this for all the people who was focused on my dry ass lips because I smoke. These lips is about to get real chapped right now. But I got the lotion with me now, so we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. But we learn as we go. Like, if you're not afraid to put yourself out in front street, then, you know, how can you grow if you don't put yourself out there to, you know, face those demons or face those challenges? You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. We're going to continue to get better. And since, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be going outside tonight. It's windy as fuck. So I'm like, I might as well smoke. Instead of, you know, going outside and practicing my skateboarding. I can do that anyway. But well, we got a little time. So we might as well puff up while this wind is crazy. What planets is 9? That's Mars. The energy of Mars is the number 9. Alright. So y'all let me know what's up. Cause I know, you know, I'm just giving y'all, you know, it's the weekend. So I didn't want to get way too serious on the weekend. It's the weekend. So, you know, we just vibing, we just answering questions. We ain't gonna go into nothing too deep. But tomorrow, you know, people been asking for me to decode more of the Bible, so actually I guess we can quote a couple verses out here. Let me roll this shit up. You know, we can quote a couple verses. Y'all let me know. Numerology help you realize your purpose. Shout out to you, big homie. Shout out to you, homie. That's what it's all about. That's what it's supposed to do. So shout out to you, homie. You know, put in that work. Continue to put in that work. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna continue to get it in. Hope to hook up when I ease through to Chicago. Yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers fuck with me in Chicago. So I definitely gotta check out Chicago. Definitely gotta hit up Chicago. You know what I mean? So that's definitely on the to-do list. Trust me. Shout out to Chicago. Chicago been fucking with me for a long time. I've been fucking with Chicago for a long time. I stay bumping that Chi-Town music. You know what I mean? Y'all already know. That's what I'm gonna have to do. So what's up? What's on everybody's mind? What's on everybody's mind? You know what I mean? Top 5 skateboarders. I don't, like I said, I'm out of the loop when it comes to skateboarders. I gotta get in. Y'all let me know. Y'all drop some names that I need to be in tune with. Y'all let me know who the skateboarders are. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. We good. Yeah, we really about to be good. Trust me. We about to roll up. We're gonna be real nice. Trust me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's the weekend. We having fun. We having fun. Do I Thoth real Egyptian name? Do I think Thoth is a real Egyptian name? Sure. You know, but of course, you know, Tahuti, Dahuti, you know what I mean? That's just the names we know about now. Hermie, Trismegistus. That's just the names that we go by now. It is what it is. So y'all already know. Y'all let me know what's up. What's going through everybody's minds. Again. You unstoppable now? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Don't let shit stop you. Don't let nothing in life stop you. Let it challenge you. Life is supposed to challenge us. You know what I mean? Let life challenge you so you can be better. You know what I mean? Accept any and all challenges. It don't matter what it is. And when you do that, you know what I mean? That's how you open up your third eye. Everybody asks me, how do you open up your third eye? You have to accept challenge. Only through strife will you be able to open your third eye. Only through strife. Only through suffering and carnage. You know what I mean? Exactly. Challenge take you to the next level. You must master these levels. You must go through these chambers. Right? You have to master the chambers. You have to. This is not a choice. See, again, like people try to paint spirituality in this certain light, and it's not that. People try to paint spirituality as this something that you're supposed to be enjoying. No, this is hard shit. You know what I mean? But this is supposed to take you to the next level. Peace, God. Peace, God. You can't relate to regular people no more. You're not supposed to. I mean, honestly, did you ever relate to regular people? Did you ever really relate to regular people? And I'm not talking about you just trying to get in and fit in. Did you truly ever relate to regular people? I don't think so. Like you didn't become spiritual one day. You didn't become spiritual overnight. It's who you always was. We just being who we always was. Exactly. You know what I mean? We already know about family. You know, family is the ultimate test. Trust me. Trust me. It's easy to cut off friends and people, associates and people you don't really fuck with like that. But when it comes to family and you see that family is on that fuck shit too, you already know. You feel like you never belong to your family. A lot of us do feel like that. See, a lot of us come through our mother, but a lot of us are not related. You know, a lot of us are not related even to our family. So we may have came from the same family, but we may not be related. So a lot of people can't really comprehend what that means, but that's real shit. You know, family can be your worst enemy. Trust me. But you must become your own best friend. So that's why, you know, family is really not even a thing. Honestly, it's about you becoming your own best friend. Exactly. Everybody is on their own path. You must become your own best friend. So yeah, I mean, like I know, like that's everybody's gonna go through it with their family. Everybody's gonna go through it with their family, but that's what you're supposed to be going through. You gotta go through it. You gotta go through it. Somebody said they got robbed at gunpoint. Hold on, let me bring that comment up. Let me roll this up. You got robbed at gunpoint. It's a life lesson. Yeah, exactly. You already know, man. Yeah, it made you wake your ass up. Like, I can't get caught slipping. That's all it means. That's all it is. Do not be caught slipping. I got caught slipping before too, but I showed it. You know what I mean? I got caught slipping, but I wasn't afraid to show it either. Trust me, I failed a lot of times. I was not always successful and all that. I failed many, many times. What do I think about dreams and nightmares? They are portals into the spirit world. Dreams and nightmares are definitely portals into the spirit world. So, you know what I mean? It's for you to decode your dreams and nightmares. You have to decode your dream and nightmares and see what they're trying to tell you on a deeper level. You failed 7 hustles before getting the money. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You needed to fail 7 fucking times before you got that bag right. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You gotta fall in love with failure. You gotta love failure. Because you know you ain't gonna succeed until after you done failed a couple times. You smoke old school with rolling papers? Exactly. You already know, man. You already know. It just depends on my mood. You know, sometimes I may smoke blunt, swisher sweet. Sometimes I may fuck with the backwoods. Sometimes I may smoke out of the pipe. Hold on. I think I got a pipe somewhere around here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there we go. So I got me a little pipe. I don't really use it that much. So yeah, got the pipe. Got the raw papers. You know what I mean? Like I said, we be having the blunts. I don't have a vaporizer or anything like that, but it is what it is. It just depends on the mood. It just depends on the vibe. Each smoking method gives you a certain vibe. You know what I mean? So, what is it when you wake up and go back to the same dream? It just means it's something for you to decode. That's all it is. It's just something for you to decode. Let me see if I can turn this around. Hold on. Let me turn this table around. See if the lighting is better. Turn around this way. Pull this back up. Alright. Yeah, we back in this bitch. See, motherfuckers thought that was it. Nah. They thought that was it. We back in this bitch. You know what I mean? It was windy as fuck. Yeah, you know, I done done videos at night, so I'm not really worried about the visuals. Like, we done videos where it's just pitch black and shit, so we good. I just wanted to finish off strong. Yeah, mad familiar faces. Yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers, you know what I mean? It's a lot of motherfuckers that tune into every video. So shout out to y'all that don't miss a single video. Because I know it's a lot of people that can't keep up. A lot of people can't keep up. You know what I mean? If you thought it was hard keeping up when I drop a video every week, you know what I mean? It's going to be hard to keep up. But it just goes to show who really about that life. If you can't drop a video every day, you're not really about that life. Yeah, but back to the question. If you having the same dream, then you must conquer the dream. There's like, it's like a video game. You must conquer the level. You got to get past level 1 before you get to level 2. So if you keep going to the same place in your dreams, that means there's a lesson, Peace Queen. There's a lesson there that you must get before you go to the next level. That's all it is. You must master the chambers. You have to go through these chambers so you can master these chambers. Master the chambers. Don't try to avoid it. Don't try to skip levels. Master the chambers. So whatever that's repeating over and over and over in your life, you must master the chambers. You got to go through those chambers. You have to go through the chambers. You really don't have a choice. We all have been dealt a certain particular set of cards. And we must play these cards. You can either be the person that learns how to play these cards, or you can be the person that complains that you have a bad hand. You know, you either want to be the victim or you want to be the successor. Even when you don't comment, you still watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who never left a comment on the page. Everybody who never hit the like button. Because I know, like, some people move in silence. Some people don't want to make their presence known, and I still respect it. I know it's people that's been fucking with me that never saw a live stream or nothing. Like, you know what I mean? But I respect everybody. No matter what path you choose to walk down. As you said, you keep seeing people with a deck of cards on the train. Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely got to get those experiments in on the train. Do I work with the clip off? Yeah, I definitely work with the clip off. Anything dark, trust me. Anything considered dark, I went through those chambers. Trust me. Trust me. You can't name something that I have not. And when it comes to the dark side, with the dark arts of black magic, I've done the rituals. I put in work. Trust me, my hands are very bloody. My hands are very bloody. I'm just gonna say that. I've been, you know what I mean? I've got my hands dirty. My hands are very dirty. I'm not innocent in this shit. I'm definitely not innocent. So trust me. But who else to speak the game to you? Somebody who never did shit or somebody who did a lot of shit? Who you gonna learn from? What's my conclusions? My conclusions is you need both. You need the light side and the dark side. You need both. You need both. You have to do both. But that's if you truly want to know the full story. You're not gonna get the full story from the light side, and you're not gonna get the full story from the dark side. If you want the full story, you need to go through both of those chambers. You need to gain the powers of the light side or the powers of healing. And you also need to gain the powers of destruction or the powers to kill. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, Sunny Beast? You need the powers of healing as well as the powers to kill. Because again, you can be a light worker all you want. That's not going to stop people from coming at you. Or you can be on the dark side all you want. But that don't mean that you still going to have to heal yourself or somebody else at some point. Because just because you're on the dark side don't mean you're a negative person that's trying to get over on people. See, that's what people associate with the dark side. Oh, if you're on the dark side, then you're trying to manipulate people, to deceive people, to get over on people. That's not the case at all. You can be on the dark side and still be honorable. We've seen that. You can be an honorable drug dealer. You can be an honorable shaman. You can be an honorable whatever. So just because you walk on the dark side don't make a person a negative person or somebody who's out to get somebody. That's not the case. But of course, there are people who do fucked up shit, but they can be on the light side or the dark side. To me, most people that deceive people are on the light side. People who fuck with the dark side and who is not afraid to admit that they work with the dark side, most likely are not trying to manipulate people. It's hard to manipulate people when you're letting people know what you're about. You're not saying I'm about the light, but you're really about the dark. When you say, yeah, I fuck with the dark side, you know, what deception is going on? You letting motherfuckers know what you about straight from the jump. You're not hiding shit from nobody. So people are more drawn to people who can be honest. When you can be honest, people will trust the honesty because you're being honest. You're not trying to deceive. You're not telling lies. There's no need to lie about anything. The truth is the truth, whether it's coming from the dark side or the light side. Somebody said, any books on the clip off? I mean, there's many books on the clip off, but I wouldn't recommend any books personally. I recommend working directly with those energies. Each deity or each spirit that rules every Sephiroth or each spear on the clip off, work directly with those spirits. So as we know, Lilith is the 10th spear on the clip off. So instead of saying reading a book about the clip off, work directly with the energy of the spirit of Lilith. Then go up the tree. Path working. But again, if you don't know what path working is, and you probably can't even, or if you don't even know what the clip off is, to work with each of the deities in those 10 Sephiroths, and get those lessons. Each deity has a lesson for you. Get those lessons. So if you on the dark side, get those lessons. Don't just be on the dark side just roaming around. You know what I mean? Let me see. So, but that's why the dark side is so scary, because it's just a bunch of honest motherfuckers. Honestly, the dark side is filled with a bunch of dark, honest motherfuckers, not people who's trying to deceive, motherfuckers who's telling the truth. That's why I don't mind speaking about the pimping, speaking about drug dealing, speaking about killing, because these people are not lying to anybody. These people are not lying. These people are standing on their truth. Yeah, I'm a pimp. I pimp hoes. They're telling you the truth. So you decide whether you fuck with them or not. They're not saying, oh, I'm this, but they're really not that. They're telling you exactly what they are, then it's up to you to decide what you want to do with that. But you can't say that they lied to you. You can't say that they deceived you. You can't say that they were playing tricks on your mind, because they wasn't. Because they weren't being serious about who they was. So, exactly. You know what I mean? So, sometimes you got to move in silence. Sometimes you have to keep your mouth shut. Sometimes you may not want to reveal the truth, because the truth hurts. You know what I mean? The truth hurts. Hold on, I think I missed the question. Hold on. If dreams are a portal to the spirit world, why are dreams so bizarre when we remember them sometimes? Because some things need to get your attention. And if the dream wasn't so bizarre, it wouldn't have got your attention. And if it wouldn't have got your attention, you wouldn't remember it to this day. And if you didn't remember it to this day, you probably wouldn't really care about your dreams. So it's because of those experiments or those experiences that you had in the dream world that you can still remember. That's just letting you know that there's more to the story. You have to go deeper. You have to continue to explore. You don't use that as a reason to go away. You use that as a reason to go deeper. That's what it is. Go deeper. Exactly. A lot of people been having a lot of trippy dreams. But that's what you're supposed to be going through. That's what I'm saying. Like, people try to paint this picture like spirituality is nice. It's not. You got to go through this shadow work. It ain't nothing nice about shadow work. You got to deal with your past. You got to deal with the type of family you come from. You got to deal with how your family is. You got to deal with how you are. You got to deal with whatever problems you may be going through. Like, this is real work that you have to put in. So people say, well, how do you do this? How do you do that with a spiritual work? You have to go through these chambers. Dreams are memories from a past life? Maybe so. But you have to ask yourself, how is that going to benefit you today? In this time, in this period, how is this going to benefit you today? So even if it happened 5,000 years ago, how can it benefit you today? Watch Yu-Gi-Oh! For all my anime heads, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Because remember, Yugi had the spirit of a 5,000-year-old pharaoh that he unlocked with his Millennium Puzzle. So he unlocked the spirit of a 5,000-year-old pharaoh, but he was in the here and now, and he was able to utilize that 5,000-year-old knowledge to benefit himself in the here and now. That's the secret. So all the people that's into past lives and dreams, you have to figure out, how does any of this benefit me today? How can I utilize this to the best of my ability? Because if it just remains in the past life, how is it going to help you today? You need to figure out, how can I use this information to help me get to a certain caliber in life today? But again, most people are just trying to get their bag right. Most motherfuckers ain't like, yo, I'm trying to get my bag up. And salute to you. You know what I mean? If you need to get your bag up, then get your bag up. But eventually, you're going to have to put in this work one way or another. One way or another, you're going to have to put in this work. Sooner or later, you're going to have to put in this work. You know, so it is what it is. There's no way around it. Some people put it in later. Some people put it in earlier. But you know, eventually we're going to all have to drop these bodies, and we're all going inside our own minds. So if you had not cultivated your mind and cultivated your spirit, then where do you think you're going? If you have not built yourself a home in heaven, Where do you think you're going to go when you die? You must build or construct your heavenly home so that you have somewhere to fucking go when you go inside your own mind. But if you don't even know what's going on in your own mind, if you don't have no understanding of what's going on in your own mind, then you already know. Spoke on being aware, go back, being normal. We already know. We already know. You got to put in the work. You have to put in the work. You know, that's what it is. Like, I'm not here to be all theatrical. I'm not here to put another nigga's name in my mouth. I'm not here to put down nobody's way of life. I'm just here to simply tell you the same truth. Put in that work, whichever path you choose to walk. Put in that work. That's all my message is. And I don't have to put down nobody else's way of life to make you understand that. Because who cares what anybody else is doing or what anybody else thinks? I can care less. Put in that work. Yeah, exactly. Near-death experiences can be completely life-changing if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Right, you cultivate your spirit so that you don't have to return here. Yeah, we see you, Ron, Jeremy. We see you. You know what I mean? You've been coming, you've been popping up the last 3-4 videos. We see you. But again, as long as we keep it civil, it's all good. So long as you keep the shit civil, you know, we'll be civil with you. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You learning, all right? You know what I mean? Respect to you. Like I said, you know, you didn't really strike me as a troll. You know, you just asked the question, where the hoes at? I mean, shit, dude. I think it's women all in the room, man. I'm pretty sure it's women all over your city. It's women. I'm pretty sure you live with a woman or right next to a woman. You have women neighbors. It's women all over the place. It's women all over the place. So where the hoes at? The hoes are everywhere. Is where are the hoes or not? YouTube is not the place to be hoeing. Well, shit. It's all about what you want to do, man. It's a lot of people everywhere. The internet world, that's what I'm talking about. All right, get off of YouTube and walk around your neighborhood. There's women all over the place, man. It's women all over the place. Go to your local supermarket. Women all over the place. Go to your local library. Women all over the place. Go to your local gym. Women all over the place. You know what I mean? Go anywhere in your city is women all over the place. So the question is not where are the hoes, is where aren't the hoes? You know what I mean? Wouldn't each person cultivate their own spirit in their own way? Yes. There is no one size fits all. Everybody has to find their own formulas. But you have to put in that work. You have to put in that work. Maya G is the best actress. Shout out to Maya G. What is an old soul and how do you know if you are old soul? The question shouldn't be, are you an old soul? The real question is, what are you going to do with your soul in this lifetime? What are you going to do with your soul in this lifetime? So if your soul is old or young, does it really make a difference? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with your soul while you're here? How come people always romanticize their past lives saying they were kings and queens? Why don't nobody say they came from a rabbit, deer, lion, or bear? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't romanticize the past lives and I always bring it back to their current life because I don't want to do that. I don't want to say, okay, you were a queen, you were a king. Of course, everybody wants to hear that. But I'm not here to make people feel good. I'm here to let motherfuckers know. Whether you was a peasant or a fucking hoe selling pussy every night, doesn't really fucking matter. What are you going to do with that knowledge right now? Everybody wants to be a king or a queen, but what if you was a fucking hoe? What if you was a pimp? What if you was a killer? What if you was a drug dealer? Oh, you don't feel too happy about that, right? You don't feel too happy about that. What if you was a rapist? A pedophile? Nobody want to hear that. You know what I mean? Nobody want to hear that. But you can tell anybody, you was a king, you was a queen, they gonna feel good. But nah, I'm like, nah. Listen, you were the lord of the underworld. Who wants to hear that? You know, what do I think about karma? Karma doesn't exist. Karma definitely don't exist. The only karma or the only sin is you not living up to your fullest potential. That's it. That's the only sin. That's the only karma. You not living up to your full potential. That's it. That's the only karma. You know what I mean? Just say this is a new age trap illusion. Hold on. Ghost workers. Yeah, you already know what it is, man. You already know what it is. That's why, again, I don't get caught up to what everybody else is saying. I don't know what everybody else is saying. I don't be watching other people's videos, trying to get somebody else's perspective, because I have my own perspective. You know what I mean? I know where I'm coming from because I've been in the streets. You know what I mean? I put in the work. I didn't put in the work. I got 10 years in. I've been doing this for 10 years. So although I'm still technically young, like I started as a teenager, but that's just me. Am I going to say somebody else needs to start as a teenager? It all depends. It just all depends. But spirituality came to me. I wasn't looking for it, for those who would like to know. Spirituality came to me. I was not thinking about spirituality at 18 until it came to me. Then I woke up, then I started putting in that work. But I wasn't thinking about it until it came to me. So it was just a time for me to wake up personally, but somebody else's time is not my time. You know what I mean? Let me see. What do I say? Attract negative events? I don't think there is a such thing as a negative event. I don't think there is a such thing as a negative event. It's just cause and effect. That's a universal law. It's just cause and effect. We just view it as a negative event. Somebody could view death as a negative event while other people celebrate death. Who's right, who's wrong? It all depends. Right? It's about perception. So if you look at something that's negative, that's because you perceive it as negative. That doesn't make it negative. Because when most people think about karma, they think about bad karma. How many people talk about good karma? Oh, your karma is good. That's why you're getting all that love. But no, people want to focus on the negative aspects of karma. That's why I don't really talk about karma, because most of the time it's one-sided. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let's not get caught up in taking sides. It just is what it is. Truth is truth, and it can withstand the test of time. How would you then explain abuse, sexual assault, and emotional traumas? It just is what it is. Like, I don't get caught up in my feelings about what happened to people, because we all have been through something. Everybody has been through something to various degrees and levels. We all have to go through trauma and emotional strain. We all have to suffer in this world. This is what we're here to do. We're here to suffer to grow. We're not here to have a positive experience and to have a heavenly experience. This is 3D. This is not 5D. This is 3D. We're here to go through some hell. We are in the hellish realm, and we're here to go through hell. It is what it is. Hold on. But other people have been through more pain than others. See, this is what I'm talking about. Most people try to compare shit. You know what I mean? And that's just not how the shit works. Oh, I went through more than so and so. How do you know? Oh, this person was raped, but this person wasn't. That doesn't mean that this person's emotional trauma is invalid. That's what I'm talking about. This person got shot. This person didn't, but that doesn't make the person that didn't get shot emotional trauma invalid. They still going through it too. Just because you didn't feel bullets don't mean you don't know what pain feels like. You know what pain feels like. We have all lost people close to us. We know what pain feels like. So we can't compare our pain to the next man's or the next woman's pain. We can't compare ourselves. We will never get anywhere comparing ourselves to somebody else. Because how you supposed to know who you are thinking about, well, that person went through more than I did, or I didn't go through as much as that person. Fuck that person. What's going on with you? You have to figure out what's going on in your own life. Fuck what the next person is going through, because it isn't about them. It's about you. You have to be with yourself all day. You don't get to be with other people. You have to carry your own weight around. You're not carrying nobody else's weight. You have to worry about yourself. You have to feed yourself. You have to survive with yourself in this world. You don't get to push it off on nobody else. Let's see. What are some spiritual signs that may play out to let a person know their spiritual work? Or basically, okay, I see what you're saying. What are some signs that let you know that you basically progressing in your spiritual journey? It really ain't. It's not. In other words, you just know whether you get signs or not. You just know. Because you can look at your life and say, am I in a better position than I was last year? We're not necessarily talking about material things. Just your perspective of life. Has your perspective of life changed from last year? And if it has, you know that you are putting in work and you are making progress because you think differently. Your thoughts are not the same. You don't think like you used to think, and you don't do the same things you used to do when you don't have the same actions you used to have. So everything changes based on your perception. So you are truly changing your perception of life, putting in spiritual work. Spiritual work changes your perception so that you stop viewing negative events as negative events. You look at everything as neutral, and it's about the energy you apply to something that makes it what it is. An event is not automatically negative or positive. It's just how you look at it. But again, that's a little hard truth that a lot of people don't want to accept. People want to feel a certain type of way about certain things. People want to be in their feelings about certain things. So when you tell people, I'm not really in my feelings about that, then they don't know how to process that, because they expect you should feel some type of way. You should feel some type of empathy, or you should feel some type of compassion. And it's not that you don't feel compassion. You just understand that you're supposed to be going through things so that you can evolve. We're not supposed to feel bad that people are going through trials and tribulations. That's not supposed to make us feel bad. That's supposed to help us embrace people and to help people get through it. Knowing that, this is life. Everybody has to go through something, and there's no way around it. Everybody has to play the cards that they was dealt. No way around it. If you came into this world with this dark ass skin, you have to deal with that. If you came into this world with white skin, again, we're just using colors just for, whatever skin or whatever shade of brown you may be. It's shit that come with that. It's shit that come with having a certain tone. It's shit that come with your lifestyle. It's shit that come with whatever you decide to reincarnate into as. There's certain things that you have to deal with. It just is what it is. How do you stop white people in 2K18? You don't. You don't need to stop white people. You need to build yourself up. That's it. You don't need to stop no people. You don't really need to be concerned with what anybody else is doing other than you. Focus on your own spiritual work. You don't need to worry about what somebody else is doing. Just let other people do what they're supposed to do. Let people play out their destiny. Let's see. If you are beaten by your dad, you can either grow to be abusive, or you can grow into a good man that protects others. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. Just because you may have gone through trauma, don't mean that you fall victim to the trauma and you become just like this person. You evolve and you become better. That's what it's all about. Exactly. We are living in the underworld. Get your demons in line. I agree with that statement. Let's see. You have a point, but regardless of how much emotional trauma I've been through, it's never going to be as bad as a person who is in war-torn, poverty-ridden countries. Who knows? See, yeah, I guess that's another argument people have. We're in America, so we will never, have to go through what people who are in Africa are going through, for example, right? But do you truly know what's going on in these countries? Or is it dictated by the media? You don't really know what's going on for real, unless you're there. We really don't know what's going on. It's controlled by the media. The media gives you a perspective of what's going on. We truly don't know what's going on. We don't know what happens on the day-to-day. We don't know how they got in that position. Actually, we do know. We know that people are being colonized all over the world. It's not just in Africa. It's not just in America. People are being colonized all over the world. People are getting their culture taken away and replaced by Christianity and Islam all over the fucking world. This shit is happening all over the fucking world. This shit it's everywhere. Everybody has to go through trauma. It don't matter who's going through more. Everybody got to go through it though. And again, if we're continuing to compare ourselves to somebody else's trial and tribulations, how does that help you? How does that help? It doesn't help you. Comparing yourself, my situation isn't as bad as theirs. That may be true, but what is that doing for you? Does that make you feel better about yourself? Or does that make you want to go harder? You got to answer that question. You know what I mean? You saw your moms beat your dad. Well, no, you saw your dad beat your moms. We already know. Trust me. We've all seen some pretty fucked up shit. Trust me. We've all been through it. Trust me. We've all seen terrible things within our own family or somebody else's family or in the media or whoever. We all seen some fucked up shit. Trust me. But we still here. We still in this bitch. Right? We still in this bitch and we gonna stay in this bitch and we gonna keep putting it in this work. And we gonna keep seeing some terrible imagery because we know that this is the hell realm. It's some real fucked up shit going on. But accept the challenge. Do you accept the challenge? That's the only question. Do you accept the challenge? That's the only thing you need to ask yourself. Do you accept the challenge? You know what I mean? You need people to teach elementary kids that they stay snitching. I mean, you can't expect kids to live by the street code. They're children, you know what I mean? So we gotta forgive them. They can only be honest. You know what I mean? So we love the kids. We understand that kids only tell the truth, and they really don't know how to process things as an adult would. So them expressing that, I mean, they just don't know how else to express themselves. Especially when they have seen trauma. So we just gotta let kids be kids. Have I astral traveled? Absolutely. Are traps gay? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Are traps gay? What traps are you talking about? How would a trap be gay? But I guess just rephrase your question. Right. We are going into the psyche. Absolutely. I don't know, bro. Right. Have I talked about astral games? No, I haven't talked about astral games. You know what I mean? Because it's not, to me, people not ready for that information. Now, of course, the information is already out there. But, you know what I mean? People still, caught up in their feelings and their emotions. So I don't even talk about that because people are not willing to put in that type of work just yet. That's why I focus on people putting in work for themselves. Build yourself up. You ain't got to worry about spiritual gangs. You know what I mean? That ain't something that even got to be on somebody's mind. Because it's not for everybody. Just like joining a street gang, it's not for everybody. It's for a particular type of person. And if you're not that type of person, then you don't even have to put your mind on that. You know what I mean? So again, I'm honest enough to not promote certain things that I know like, that will potentially fuck people up. Because I could be like, oh yeah, you need to join this gang and you need to do this and it's all good. No, it ain't all good. It's not all good. And I'm honest enough to tell you that it ain't all good. So I'm not gonna promote that. You know what I mean? But for those who it is for, then you will know if it's for you or not. But I'm not gonna promote it like it's some cool shit to be or it's some cool shit to do. You gotta be a warrior in real life. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. So it's not cool, but it's a reality. So I'll leave it at that. It's not cool, it's not fun, but it is a reality. You know? Nowadays, black girls straightening their hair, trying to look white. I don't understand. Well, it's deep. If you don't understand white supremacy, then you're not gonna understand. Because we can go through all type of black situations. What's up with this baby mama, baby daddy drama? Why can't black people get along? Why can't they get their financial shit on point? We can go through all type of situations as to why certain things are happening. But we know that there are systems in place to keep people confused, to keep people scattered, to keep people ignorant, to keep people illiterate. We know that people are just not doing the shit to themselves, like they just don't have nothing else to do. We know that there's situations and orders in place to keep people stupid. It's a system in place, so it is what it is. That ain't no shit that the people did to themselves. People didn't put themselves in a fucked up situation. But did they? That's a question we really got to think about. Did we really put ourselves in this situation? I think so, because I'm not the type of person to blame nobody for nothing. I'm not blaming the system. I acknowledge that a system is in place. But I'm not here to point the blame like, oh, just because of that, we can't do what we're supposed to do. That's why we have to work against the grain. It is what it is. But it's a covert war, or it's a psychic war. It's not really a physical war. So you have to take your mind beyond the physical if you truly want to understand what's going on. You got to look at things from a psychic level. You got to look at things from a quantum level, and you have to look at things on a spiritual level. If you have to look at it holistically, but if you're just strictly looking at the physical results of things, then you will never understand. You already know. Right. And yeah, you already know. You got black women out here, and again, black women, quote unquote, because it is a fucking color. Original women, melanated women, etheric women, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely women who ain't with that, basically. Who ain't with straightening their hair. They love being natural. They love being themselves. There are women who acknowledge their place in the order of nature. So this is what I'm saying. We can't depend on the media to dictate how we perceive life. Because the media is just going to show you a bunch of coonery and fuckery. The media is going to have you thinking that all original people are fucking idiots. That's what the media will let you know. But we know that's not the truth. But if you are watching things from a certain perspective, then you're only going to be able to see things from that perspective. And that's what I mean. You have to go to these places yourself and see what's really going on, which most people are not doing. Most people really don't know what's going on because they have not ever set foot in these places. How many people do we know that talk about hood activities, but don't even live in the hood? Ain't never set foot in the hood, but they think they can solve hood issues, and vice versa. Motherfucker, people in the hood trying to talk about what the fuck these other motherfuckers doing that don't have nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, We understand the games that's being played on the mind. So we cooling, because we understand the game. When you understand the game, you just kick back, you watch, you observe, you smoke up, right? You smoke up, and you keep it pushing. You know what I mean? That's all you can do. face. Just got to keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Fuck with that carbon, because we know weed is Saturn. Weed is building up that carbon. Weed just puts more pressure on you so that you can go deeper. Weed helps you grow up and, look at things from a more holistic perspective. Hold on. But to each his own. To each his own. Peace almighty, chaos and destruction. You already know what the fuck it is. Where we at with it? Time is it? It's 18. Like 10 minutes behind in the comments. We already know. We've done fucked up things too. Absolutely. I've done a lot of fucked up shit. I'm honest enough to admit it. I've done a lot of stupid ass shit, a lot of ignorant, dumb shit in my times. Far from perfect. But I'm learning every day. That's all I can do. I'm getting better every day. That's all I can do. You know what I mean? But the past is the past. Prince of the Underworld, master your magic, absolutely. He's talking about transgenders and transvestites. Who's talking about transgenders and transvestites? Hey, I don't know. But it is what it is. Shout out, no disrespect to no person's way of life. I respect all ways of life. Even if I don't practice it myself. You know what I mean? We don't have time to bash people for their way of life because they're not the enemy. Gay people are not the enemy. Transgenders are not the enemy. Trust me. They're not. They're just people living out their lifestyle, which really has nothing to do with us because it's not taking money out of your pocket. Right? That's not stopping you from feeding your kids because somebody wants to be gay or transgender. You still getting paid Friday, right? I thought so. Right? Your paycheck is looking the same, right? Gay people ain't stopping your money. Right? I'm pretending to smoke, right? I'm pretending to smoke. I got the lighter. I'm just waiting for the special times. Like I feel it. It be shit all going on. I have to light it at a special time to make sure I say my prayers, right? I don't just light it up, haphazardly. I have to make sure that everything is smooth. You know what I mean? Definitely master yourself. Yeah, definitely. Astral games will come to you. I mean, if you with the shits, trust me, they'll recruit you. You know what I mean? For everybody that's into that shit, the whole galactic federation. See, I know about all this information. I know a lot of information that I don't speak on because I know people are not ready for it. So trust me, I know all about these games. I just don't speak on it because it's just not the time. It's just not the time. But there's other people that speak on it. So for people that are into it, you can still get the information. It's just not the time to speak on it. Yeah, people are saying traps or trannies. I'm like, who cares? Who cares? Is a tranny stopping you from getting your bag? Are they stopping you from getting your bag? Because if they not, then I don't see why we even having a conversation about it. Let them be them. Let them be them. You know what I mean? Embrace it. If anything, embrace it. Get you some tranny not girlfriends. Get you some tranny. Again, that may be disrespectful. Get you a transgender friend or a gay friend and actually have a conversation with these people and see things from their perspective instead of casting judgment. Speak to them because people are afraid. People talk all this shit, but they don't have a transgender friend or a gay friend. But they got all this shit to speak about it. You know what I mean? See things from their perspective and maybe you'll have a better understanding. But if you're just going by what the fuck you think, then your perception is incomplete. But you know how it is. Have I been to Long Beach? Definitely I've been to Long Beach. Shout out to Long Beach. Definitely been all up in Long Beach. Trust me. Like so, I believe I have videos in Long Beach. I'm not even sure, but yeah. Shout out to Long Beach. You took lynching classes in college. Shit is crazy deep. We already know. I didn't even know they had lynching classes, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Can you share any tips how to put in the work to increase an already developed system for manifestation? I can manifest almost instantly now, but need ways to perfect my craft, if you will, mantras. Again, it's about formulas. You have to add more and more formulas or take your mathematics to a higher level. So if you're at an algebra level, eventually you want to be on a calculus level. In order to go from algebra level to the calculus level, you have to continue to experiment. So again, mantras is a help, but mantras isn't going to get you to a level of calculus. Mantras will help you get there, but mantras isn't going to do the work for you. Meditation will help you get there, but meditation isn't going to do the work for you. Exercise and working out will help you get there, but it's not going to do the work for you. The work you have to do for yourself takes place in the subconscious mind, reprogramming your subconscious mind, which you have to put in that work with the aid of mantras and meditations, exercise, literature, studying up, going out into the field and conducting experiments. You're doing all this to reprogram your subconscious mind. So do as much as you can, but you must take it a step at a time. So to get the algebra, the calculus, you have to continue to study, put in work, fall back, do it again. It's just trial and error. You have to go out into the field and experiment with nature. You're broke with no money for weed? How did that happen? What's up with you, Vince? What you mean you broke with no money for weed? I didn't know weed was expensive. You don't have $10 to get a dime? You ain't got $20 to get a dub? You ain't got $30 to get an eighth? You ain't got $10, man? If that's the case, I guess I should smoke for you. You know what I mean? But trust me, if you continue to watch my shit, you will have plenty of herb. Trust me. You have plenty of herb. But you gotta be in tune. Remember, it's the devil's leaf. You know what I mean? Get more into the devil. You have plenty of weed. That's a secret. Don't tell nobody I told you. You gotta study the devil. You gotta study Baphomet. You gotta study Satanism. You want this? You gotta study that real dark shit. You gotta practice the dark arts, because this is what helped you perfect the dark arts. This doesn't really help you perfect the light. This helps you go deeper into your subconscious. So if you're already doing spiritual work, this helps you do spiritual work. This isn't going to do the work for you, but it helps you do the work if you already have the intention to do the work. Right? You know what I mean? You already know. Yeah, the Galactic Federation of Light. That's one level. That's not every level, but that's one level. You know what I mean? So you already know what the fuck it is. What the mean do. Do transsexuals have both female and, or in other words, do transsexuals have both masculine and feminine energy? Yes. Yes. The answer is yes. It's like 50% masculine, 50% feminine. But of course you have variations. But again, I suggest everybody who feels some type of way about transsexuals or gay people, get you a gay friend or a transsexual friend, sit down and have a conversation so that you can understand. I'm not gonna be able to tell you that. You're gonna have to allow them to share their truth with you so that you can have an understanding of it. So that you can at least understand it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to practice it, but at least understand it. Understand it. That's all you can do, is to understand and just go about your way. But you need that understanding. You just can't. Just don't show any fear. You know what I mean? I'm also for standing up. We just gotta be real. We just gotta be real. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna talk all this dark shit, you know what I mean? I can't go around and bash gay and transsexual people talking about the fucking dark arts. You know what I mean? We just gotta be fair. Like I enjoy being fair. We just gotta be fair. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. It's about being fair and just allowing yourself to have a deeper understanding of life. That's all it is. Have a deeper understanding of life. Transsexual here, but you're not into the labels. I respect it. I'm not into the labels either. You know what I mean? So shout out to the transsexuals that ain't with the labels, that are just who and what they are. Cause right, that's really us on the outside giving them labels. Honestly, you know, that's what I mean. You need to have a conversation with them and see how they feel about it from the inside out. You know what I mean? So definitely, that conversation needs to be had. This may be late, but unless you're albino, you have some form of melanin. Everybody got melanin. Even so-called white people have melanin. They just have a different form of melanin. You know what I mean? Watch Minister Inky for that information. So white people have melanin too. It's just a different type of melanin. You know what I mean? But everybody has melanin. Like you can't even be alive without melanin. But there's different types of melanin. Because people think melanin is just what makes your skin dark. No, there's different types of melanin. But again, you gotta get your study on to know that information. You gotta get your literature up to really know what's going on. Get your literature up. Another theory you heard it, they are older souls. That may be the case. Transgenders may be older souls, and they came to this planet to represent that principle. That makes sense to me. I can see that if that's the case. But again, obviously every transgender isn't spiritual and look at themselves in that light. But some are. So again, you got to sit down and you got to have that conversation directly with somebody to get that game. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. I encourage everybody, same thing with a drug dealer, with a pimp, with anybody who is in the dark, the underworld or whatever. You need to have a conversation with them and to see how they see life. You need to sit down with the people that you don't understand and have that conversation. But that takes bravery, that takes courage. Because obviously you're not going to walk into a grocery store. Well, maybe you may walk into a grocery store and see these people, but you may not. You may need to go to where they are. But, everybody, that takes bravery. Everybody ain't built like that. Most are not going to like the sound of that. It is what it is. It ain't about what people like. It's just about the truth. The truth is the truth. The truth hurts. The truth hurts and the truth hurts. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Weed is expensive in Norway, $50 minimum. Maybe you need to explore outside of Norway. You know? So instead of saying weed is expensive here, then maybe you need to go somewhere, travel and go somewhere to where the weed is more affordable and bring it back to Norway. And you take over Norway. Travel somewhere else, get it for a cheaper price. You come back with the shits and you become the weed man. And you get your money up. So that means you can smoke as much as you want and now you making money. Because you're willing to take that trip. Whoever's willing to take that long distance trip can make that cash flow. So maybe you need to take a long distance trip so you can make it happen. But I'm just throwing out ideas. If you're ready for that type of lifestyle, or just travel somewhere else and buy it at a cheaper price. You don't have to be subjected to Norway prices. You know what I mean? 444 for that super strong. Shout out to you. You already know. Weed just makes you stupid. That's because weed is not supposed to make you smart. People may think, oh, you get smarter when you smoke weed. No, you don't. You're supposed to smoke and go into your subconscious mind and put in some spiritual work. That's why weed makes you stupid, because you ain't supposed to smoke and start doing regular everyday activities like you're sober. You do sober shit when you're sober. When you smoke and you get high or get low, whatever you want to call it, then you do that type of work. You must correspond your work with your mindset. So if your mindset is inhaling the herbal essence, then you must structure your activities around inhaling the herbal essence. You don't inhale the herbal essence and expect to be on point. That's not how this shit works. How come when you got money, people still want you to get a job when those people going for check to check? Because that's how they think. And their mind is limited to that box. That's why, don't listen to people who have not traveled the places you have traveled or willing to travel. So you take everything those people say with a grain of salt. But you must forge your own way. You must be your own trailblazer. You must go places that are unknown and make them known. You must explore the unknown so that it becomes known, so that they can see what you was talking about and you can show and prove. You ain't got to talk about it no more. You know? You have times when you know exactly what to do, then you forget what to do or how to do it. What does that mean? You're just thinking too fast. Slow down. Focus on your breath. Because most of the time when you forget, I'm pretty sure you're not focused on your breath. You must focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. Then put in that work. So if you having any forgetful moments where sometimes you're tapped in, sometimes you're not, always bring it back to your breath. Just close your eyes and focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Slow your breathing down. And tap back in. So you don't need this. You don't need drugs. You just need to master your breathing. How many people can say they master their breathing? Not too many. Master your breathing and you can tap into whatever realm you want to tap into whenever you want to. You know? What's up from Florida? Cynthia from Florida, what's up? My birthday, 11/18/90. Labels are just other prisons? Absolutely. When you quiet your mind, images start popping up. What would you call that? A trance state. That's what a trance state is, or alpha state, alpha brain waves, or theta brain waves. Theta brain waves, alpha brain waves, or what you call a trance state, or delta brain waves. For people who understand that terminology. So that's basically being in a trance state. So that when you get into that trance state, that's the opening for you to go deeper. So that's just the gateway. You being in a trance state is just a gateway. Now you must direct your mind to where you're trying to go. Is that channeling? You can say it's channeling. But it can be a lot more than channeling. But you can call it channeling if you want to. No doubt, no doubt. They have less neuromelanin. They have a whole different type of melanin. So yes, they may have less neuromelanin, but they also have a whole different type of melanin. It's just a completely different type of melanin altogether. So again, it's not about less and more. Stop thinking about less and more. It's just a whole different type of melanin. But again, you gotta read up on some literature to truly understand. And again, that's why there's certain things I don't talk about because people get into their egos. Oh, I have more than you, I have less than you. Fuck all that shit. It's a completely different type of energy. And if you can understand that, then you don't get caught up in like who's darker, who's lighter, who's this, who's that. It really don't matter. It just really don't matter. It's about how you think. Not about how you look. It's about how you think. How you think is more important than how you look. Mind over matter. It's just the universal laws. You believe androgyny. You believe androgyny has been around the whole time. Ancient gods are androgynous. I agree. That androgynous energy, that androgynous spirit has been around the whole time. That is nothing new. You're absolutely right, 36. That's nothing new. That energy is nothing new. They want to make it seem like something new, but it really ain't. There's nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? Somebody said spark this shit. Alright. Alright. I know I'm just holding this shit, but I'm just letting y'all know that this ain't the solution. This is not the goal. This is an aid. So that's why I've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes, and I ain't even sparked this shit up because it really ain't about this. It really ain't about this. Like, even 2 videos ago, I rolled the weed up and I didn't even smoke in the video because it just ain't about the weed. It's just not about the weed. You know what I mean? So make sure we good on battery. Hold on. Make sure we good. But yeah, I'm gonna spark this up. Don't even trip. All right, so let me spark this up. You know, motherfuckers is getting irritated. So give me 1 second. So of course, we're gonna dedicate this. We're gonna dedicate this to 888. 888 breaking down to the number 6, the number of Venus. Saturn breaking down to the number of Venus. We're gonna open up the gateways of the deities of spirits, all known and unknown, the hip hop spirits. I'm not even gonna go through the whole pantheon. But you know, we're gonna say the prayers I said mentally. And let's get it in. What's up? What's the deal, Mercedes? What's the deal? Let me light this real good. Hold on. Alright. Let's keep going. What are my top 5 books to read? My top 5? My top five. The Book of Thoth, Aleister Crowley. The Vision and the Voice, Aleister Crowley. Let me see. I'm trying to give y'all some good literature. Of course, the Holy Bible, number 3, from an alchemical standpoint, esoteric standpoint. That's 3. The Gnostic, 4. The Gnostic by Jarquis something. That's 4. And let me see. What would be the last book? As you know, I'm trying to size it down. Like, okay, what would be the most important one? That's it. I'm not even gonna give a top 5. That's it. The Bible. You can say the Quran if you want to. the Book of Thoth, the Vision of the Voice, and whichever the one I said before that. And the reason I say those is all you really need is your numerology, your astrology, your numerology, your Gnosticism or your esoteric view. Oh, that's what I said, the Gnostic. Yeah, the Gnostic. So you read all those and you can start to decode this. And when you can decode this, which is a book of spells, then you're good to go. So that's what it's all about. So that's just getting you, those other books is just getting you prepared for this one. So you got your astrology on point, you got your numerology on point, you got your divination on point, and you got your esoteric lenses on point, or your third eye open. Then this is the big one right here. You can decode this shit. That's my opinion. Is a solar eclipse causing negative energies? I don't think so. Well, it can be negative to some people. So I'm not going to say it's not negative. It all depends on the person. It depends on the person and what frequency they're on. So it can affect people negatively, yes. But that depends on the frequency you're on. So you got to ask yourself, what frequency are you on? What kind of bud? This is Crown OG. Crown OG. How do you travel without astral traveling? Can you lucid dream every night? Yeah. If you put in that work. Don't eat or drink anything 6 hours before you go to bed. You will have a very vivid dream, trust me. 6 hours 6 hours before you go to bed, don't eat or drink anything. You're going to remember your dreams, trust me. Just put in that work, write them down and decode them. So, whenever you want to do spiritual work, you have to turn the human shit off. The eating, the drinking, the gossip, all that human shit, you got to cut that shit off. Because all that shit drains your energy and takes away your energy. Yeah, new moon on the 15th. The 15th is also the Chinese New Year. Shout out to the Chinese New Year. It'll be here in a couple days. So they fucking 2018. They ain't even started yet. That's why it's important to study the world. Study the world, because they are on different cycles and they're on different times, and you got to know what's really up. Why do the Chinese celebrate the new moon? Why does that mark the first of the year? Why do some people mark the first of the year in the springtime? People go by different calendars. The Gregorian calendar, the Asiatic calendar. Many, many different calendars. Many, many different calendars. Let's continue on. What do I think about 11/11? It's a spiritual calling. (11/11) is a spiritual calling. It's the number of the oracle. It's a number of a soul awakening. Your soul is beginning to awake, and it's time for you to express its message. So it's definitely a time where people start to receive a lot of channels. It's a time where people start to experience a lot of synchronicity. It's a time where basically people have reached a certain level of mathematics. You have to even reach a certain level to notice synchronicity. So when you have evolved to a level to even notice synchronicity, you have hit a certain level in your mathematics. And once you can peep it, you can start to build on that mathematics, not necessarily looking for synchronicity, but just being in tune that there's more to reality going on than meets the eye. Because synchronicity may not even be something you're seeing with your eyes. Most of the time, it's an inner sensation that's being reflected outwardly. Just like you may have had a dream about something, and you saw something in real life that you saw in a dream that was very peculiar. It may have happened in the same way or whatever. So synchronicity is an inner experience being reflected outward. So when you have reached that level of mathematics to interpret synchronicity, you start seeing that 1111, and it just takes a life of its own. Right? So 1111, man, that's what the fuck it is. What is the herb for? The herb is like, yeah, it's like a Uber. The herb is a Uber. Look at it that way. The herb is the Uber. It's just there to take you from point A to point B. But it's not going to do the work for you, because you still have to pay for every mile, basically. Right? But it's gonna take you there, but it's still on your dollar. Alright? It's still on your dollar. So what does that mean? Meaning we can take you vast places, but it's still on your intention, on your thought, based on your frequency. Make sense? So you will take flight, but it's based on your energy, your thought, your intention, your frequency. So it is your chariot, but it moves by your will. All right? Okay. What's my opinion about Helen Blavatsky? Okay. That's an interesting question. Because all my occultists who know who she is and what she's about, we know that she was involved in the occult. So, she was also involved with people like Purcell Beverly Randolph, who was the godfather of metaphysics in the Western realm, or the Western world. Now, this is a very, very vast question, and I'm not sure if y'all really want to go into this right now. So let me squeeze it down. And if I have to make a whole video about, which I actually did, like my video on what it really means to be in the age of Aquarius, kind of goes along this frequency, just in case those who may want to explore more of this. So I'll just compress it here. View her as someone who unlocked her psychic senses. She was a person navigating this physical plane with a psychic awareness, and she was using that energy for her own personal agendas, which can be said about anybody. Now, of course, when you're doing that, of course, you're going to encounter opposing forces. And this is what I mean by when you are in the occult. when you are really making moves and really have a determined state of mind and a determined idea, and you're navigating this world with this determined idea, making moves, making stuff happen, all that, there's going to be an opposing force. Of course, that's not going to agree with what's being done. So now you have to, this is why, when you begin to get your business on point, you know that you always have to have yourself covered. You got to always have that paperwork. You got to always have those contracts. You got to always have those signatures. Because if anything goes wrong, you have to present the evidence in a court of law to be judged. And based on that evidence, it's going to dictate your fate. So, when you're really out here making moves on a occult side, from an occult perspective, meaning pulling things out of the ethers type shit, like your thoughts are penetrating directly to the ethers, like you're in a whole different, basically your level of mathematics is on a calculus level, to where you have full penetration into the etheric realm, and you have a total understanding of how mind becomes matter, and you can vividly see this whole process, similar like the mind of Nikola Tesla. For those who want mental exercises, watch Nikola Tesla's interview, and he pretty much describes his whole process of how he began to open up his imagination and make his imagination so vivid, and being able to plan everything in his imagination perfectly before he ever lifted a physical finger. So, a person who has activated their psychic centers and making moves like that and comes up against an opposing force, now you're dealing with spiritual warfare. So, she's one of those people who was known to be engaged in the occult and was faced against spiritual warfare. So she is a very interesting subject to study. I would encourage people to study her from various perspectives, as well as read her works, to give you a full perspective of how it would be. Let's just say you were in spiritual warfare and you were up against spiritual odds, and just pretty much put yourself in the mind of this person who was said to be a psychic. So she was receiving psychic information. I believe she was connected to the goddess Isis, and she was receiving psychic information, and she was writing books. Right? So her books are basically spiritual channels. Right? So which is coded, same way if you was to read Aleister Crowley's works. When you're reading the work of occultists, the language is coded. So you have to bring a certain perspective into the writings, because just like you was trying to read a Bible, if you're reading it on a literal level, you're only getting 1/3 of the picture. So when you read it with all 3 levels intact, you're getting a full perspective. So we'll cap it there. Oh yeah, so the battery is actually at 15%, so we're going to get up out of here in an hour, 30 minutes. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, watching. We'll be right back at y'all tomorrow. Check out the links in the description. We're going to get up out of here. Peace, Hotep, Chaos, Destruction, 100.